Okay, you guys, so I guess I mistakenly hit stop instead of pause, and since I'm not a whiz at this yet, it is my first video, I don't know how to mesh them together, so I'll just have to stick with doing a part 1 and part 2 to this video. Now, where I left off on the part 1 was getting all of my petals put on this string. So if you go through that video and you do all those steps, you're going to end up with this, which doesn't look quite like a flower at this point. Now let's go ahead and start making this bad boy into an actual flower. So what you are going to do is pull this string. So you have your petals, okay? You're going to take the string that's still attached to your needle, so you don't want to take it out yet. You are going to take your needle. This is the knot. Right here is the knot where we first push these petals onto the string. You're going to take the needle and push it near that so that when we pull the thread, okay, so I don't know if I can show this very well. There's the knot. I'm sticking the needle right next to it, and I'm going to pull so that it'll join these two pieces that were not attached. It'll join them together, okay? Now we're obviously going to fix this because this is really ugly, but at least it's in a circle now. So let me just pull this, get it all straightened out. For some reason these don't really want to fold all that great. Okay. Looks good. Alright, so once it's all tied off, we'll go ahead and actually shape it a little more, but you do want to make sure that it looks somewhat decent before you tie it off, because it can't change that much once you tie it so tight. Alright, so mine's looking like a flower. Alright, so then right near that same spot, I'm going to go ahead and tie it off. Make sure it stays tight though when you do this, because you don't want a loose floppy flower. That would not look cute. Alright. I'm sorry about my nose. I just got over a cold or something. Oh, it's kind of loosening up on me. There we go. Alright, so I'm just tying it off, pull it tight. That's why I love my embroidery thread. And then go through and kind of fix it. Alright. And you take your scissors, cut off the excess string. Get as close to the knot as you can without cutting the knot, obviously, just so you don't have it showing at all when you do add your embellishments later. Alright, so here is our flower. Okay, now since our video was cut short in the last one, I'm going to go ahead and start doing the rest of the end result, which would be the shabby chic flower portion of this. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so we're one step closer to getting to our headband. Now for this section, you do need to take your choice of the fabric flower you'll be using. Like I said, it's best to use one that is on the spool because it comes with the attached tulle fabric, and that tulle is actually going to help the flower look really shabby. Okay, you're going to need 4 of these. So you take your flower. Oh, I got string everywhere. Take your flower and you're just going to cut each one. Okay, So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And just to give you a heads up, besides the flower, the other stuff you're going to need is a 1.5 inch felt circle, or you could do it a little smaller or a little bigger, but you don't want to do too much or too little. Okay, so I like to do a good middle, which is 1.5 inches, and I just cut that out myself. You will need your centerpiece at this point, or embellishment, sorry. Your hot glue gun. Let me bring that up here. We can move this now. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, the first thing you want to do to these 4 flowers is cut them in half. So the ones that I have, I don't know if you can tell, but if you look, they're a little bit shorter this way than they are this way. I'm going to cut mine this way. But I'm going to make sure that on all the flowers I cut them in the same direction. If you do it long way, that's fine, but make sure you cut all of them in the long way. Or if yours are perfectly circular, you don't have to worry about that. So at the end you should have 8 pieces. Alright, now that mine are all shabby looking, cut up, we're going to take our felt piece, our felt center, and each piece, okay, is going to be made into a piece of pie. So here it is. This is the pretty side. This is the net side, okay, the tool side, where you can see all the sewing. You're going to put your first bead of glue right here, just a little bead, okay? I don't know if you can see it right there. You're going to fold it down, okay? So we folded the first side, and then we're going to fold the second side. So we do another bead of glue right here, and then we fold this side. And when we're done, it looks kind of like, ooh, that's hot, kind of like a piece of pie. Sorry, kind of like a piece of pie. Alright. Now you're going to take your piece of pie, and at the top, put another bead of glue, your felt circle, and you're going to put it on the outer edge. Okay, so you're going to put it on the outer edge. It's going to look like that. Now, the way I do it is I do the 4 corners first, which there's not really any corners on a circle, but if it were a clock, I do my 12, my 3, my 6, and my 9 first. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. And I'll just let you guys watch because I don't want to accidentally end my video again. I can't believe I did that. Alright, glue this bad boy down. Here's my 9 o'clock. Now the point of doing the outer edge is that we leave a little circle of the felt untouched. And that's what we actually attach our ribbon flower to. So you want to make sure, it doesn't have to be a huge circle, but you do want to make sure that you leave a little bit to later glue that other ribbon flower to. This is going to be so cute. Glue this onto my 3. I know I probably sound so crazy using these terms, like it's a real clock or something. Alright, next I'm going to do my 12 o'clock. Alright, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's a little uneven. But, so I have my four, you know, corners or whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to do the other 4 pieces into those, the little crevices that have not been filled yet. So let me do those 4 really fast. I know this video is already like 11 minutes, so I don't want to keep you guys on here for an hour and try to hurry up. One thing from doing this so fast that I notice is I get a lot of glue strands. One thing, I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I lightly sometimes run a lighter over something if it has too much glue pieces that I can't just take it off with my hands. And I mean lightly and fast. You don't want to obviously just sit it on tool fabric and let the lighter burn your whole project, but that helps with getting rid of some of that glue. And I feel like I might need one more flower because no, this should be perfect actually. Alright, so the shabby chic portion of my flower is done, so here it is. It looks very shabby. Now one thing I will let you know is it's going to look kind of crazy because of the tool. You do still want to keep the tool on here. You can trim it in a minute, but you want to wait till you get your other flower in here until you for you to do that. So just hold that thought for a moment. Now the next step is to take your really cute ribbon flower. I'm going to put some hot glue right there in the center. Put that bad boy right there. Glue it to the felt that's still exposed on that shabby chic portion. I like to push it down a little. I like them fluffy, but not too fluffy, because then it makes your flower and then your ribbon flower look too pushed in. Alright, so I held that down. It feels like it's pretty dry. Okay. Now as far as an embellishment, you can obviously do whatever you want. I am kind of obsessing with these right now. Love them. And I actually, you know, looking at it, I think it might be too big. Let me see. I think that works a little better. So I think we're going to go with one like this. Go ahead and glue this on. And let that sit for a second. I'm going to put that aside. Now I make my own headbands. I don't know if you guys do or not. So, what color I'm just gonna go with an ivory. Play it kind of safe for right now. I don't want to sit here and keep you guys looking at me while I search the hundreds of different bands that we could possibly use. Let's just keep it nice and easy. Alright. So this is being made for a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old. So I'm going to, for that size, I use 15 1/4 inch of elastic. Now, for something like this, I don't sew my elastic. Usually I would use my handy dandy sewing machine, but for one like this, because we use so much felt and so much glue, I don't feel the need to sew it. I actually glue it. It's faster and it doesn't go anywhere because of how much we stick together. Alright, and if you don't like hot glue, but you don't want to use a sewing machine, one of the other good things to use is this E6000. I know a lot of people live and die by this stuff. I got this actually at Hobby Lobby. It says $3.99, but I think I got it on sale for $2. And it's a huge tube. It'll probably last me a million years, so it's a good deal. Put this away. I have my band already, and the way I like to do my headbands, because I don't want them to feel flimsy, is I take where my felt circle is, I right down the center, I literally do a line of glue, and that is in the center of the felt circle. Oops. And then I take this, I hold it but I don't stretch it, and I lay it across that straight line. Alright, kind of push it down a little. I want to make sure it's really on there. Okay, so it ends up looking like that. Okay, and it's attached only on the felt circle. And then I take a smaller felt circle, which I just realized I did not cut out yet. Let me cut this out. And for reinforcement of that glued section, I lay this down right in the middle. So it looks like that. Okay, kind of push that down. There we go. There we go. Alright, so this is the, which not the best lighting ever, but this right here is the finished product. And I will, if I went too fast, or if you guys have questions or whatever, just leave them in the comments. I know this was my first tutorial, so it was a little messy. Obviously I'll work on that. It'll get better as time goes on. But if you guys have any questions, I'll leave the link to my shop down below. And if you guys need anything, or if you have any requests, just make sure to let me know. I pretty much make any kind of bow. I also do any kind of headband. So the possibilities for tutorials are endless. Just let me know. Like I said, again, my name is Desiree, and I will see you guys later.